every morning at 7 a.m. So if you haven't checked that out, you should. And I couldn't help but do this live video just to talk on the Psalms that we looked at today. It was Psalms 102. And it's really an interesting psalm. I like that it talks about the fact that a Christian can be really overwhelmed. It started with saying it's a psalm that was written when the writer of the psalm, David, I believe, was in so much trouble. He was unhappy. He'd had it up to here, and he wasn't just sure what to do anymore. Excuse me, I'm cooking here. Excuse me. And okay, I'm just going to turn that off a bit. Okay. And so he wasn't sure what to do anymore. And he wasn't sure what to do anymore. And then he just poured out his heart to God. And that's something to take away. You can always pour out your heart to God when you feel like, in fact, I'd say that I wouldn't let it get up to here before I pour out my heart to God. But really, God understands when we go through those seasons, and it's all right to call out to God and just pour out your heart exactly as it feels, as you feel. I mean, He knows it already, but it's all right to express your frustrations. Psalms 102 teaches us that. And another thing that stood out to me in that psalm was where it talked about the fact that the time to favor Zion, was speaking about Zion, but of course I personalized that. The time to favor me is now. That's a word that anyone can hold on to at this moment. Maybe if you're listening to this right now, maybe it is a word for you, that this is a time that God is set to favor you. And leave it, receive it, pray about it, content with it, because there's a time to be favored. And when the time comes, it's all right to send a reminder and say, God, the time for me has come. So this is the time to favor me. And yes, another thing that stood out in that Psalms 102 to me is where it says, don't cut short my life in the middle of it. And it says, don't cut short my life in the middle of it. That really stood out to me. It also tells me as a believer, and maybe it's telling you as a believer too, that your life is in Christ. And so no one should have a right to take your life, except God. And so your life is in Christ. And you can discuss with Him to say, Lord, I don't want my life to be cut short. I was thinking early morning and saying, oh God, I know that I'm just here and alive, and I am what I am just by your mercy and just by your grace. I don't know what criteria you use to show mercy, but I'm really grateful that you show me your mercy. And then I look at this and I then realize that, oh, my life is in the hands of God, and I can contend to have it. Or I can plead and say, dear Lord, I want to live as long as it's possible to do your will, and I don't want my life cut short. That's what David said in that psalm. He spoke with God. He was having that conversation with God. Please don't cut my life short. And so that's one way to know that God has ordained long life for you, and you have a responsibility, I'd say, to insist on that life, to say, Lord, I don't want my life cut short in the middle of it. And it ends with showing us that God comes through. So it started, it's wrapping up now. The psalm, which again is up on the channel, we just listened to it in an audio recording in my voice. It's up on the channel. You can check that out. Thank you to those that are on this live video with me. So just to wrap up, Psalms 102 we just listened to started with complaint. We go through those seasons, God understands, which was poured out before God. And then there was the season of saying the time to favor me has come, and that happened. And there was the part where he contended for his life and begged God, don't cut my life short. So again, I just wanted to talk on this because those are some of the things that stood out to me in Psalms 102. Of course, I always listen to it myself, even though I recorded the Psalms myself, the entire books of the Bible actually, which we show up, which we have a live broadcast every morning at 7. But this one really stood out to me, and I thought to just come on here and talk about it. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. If you're not following the Cantor and the Word, our channel, please follow. What we do is live of the or live broadcast, I should say. It's a broadcast or premiere of the Bible. We're currently in Psalms. We're currently in Psalms, and we are at Psalms 102. This is day 100 and something, and we're currently on week 36. Thank you so much for. Oh, all right. Thank you so much, everyone. And please have a blessed day and see you live. I'm not used to this live thing. Okay, but Annabelle, hello. Annabella, I'm sorry. Annabella, hi. I hope you're good. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. All right. Goodbye, everyone. I'm trying to see how to stop this. Okay. I think I found it. Okay, yeah, great.